Hi there everyone. To speed things up, I've decided to put 4 lamps or bulbs in this video. I've got so many, it seems sensible to perhaps do it. Probably keep the waffling down a little bit as well. So without further ado, we'll go in to having a little look at each one of these lamps. I'm going to make a bit of space. Right, the first lamp we come to has a very unusual base. Please excuse the wire and stuff around there, but these are hanging up, so I use those as a little hook, and I wasn't going to take them all off, but they're covering 2 pins, so this would in fact go into a plug, or the sockets, the part of the plug that this would go into, and it was used on a Magicoal fire. Show you the filaments. A very heavy filament. This is known as a rough service filament. Some of the rough service lamps had a filament like this. Give you the idea of the size. Let's see what it says on the side. I've even got it the right way around, Magicoal. There we are. It's manufactured by Siemens Brothers of Woolwich in London at the time. It probably goes back 30s, 40s, 50s. The Magicoal fire now uses a totally different type of lamp. It's just a coloured rough service bulb, but these are the early ones. Presumably there would have been a red screen that went through these to make them a nice red colour. Anyhow, they were Siemens. There's Magicoal there, and possibly the name of the company, Berry's Magicoal. We'll have to see how this comes out on the actual video. But there we are. That's the Magicoal fire, and it was to obviously give the effect that it was a lovely warm fire. The Magicoal fire. You still see the fires. In fact, I've got one. It's a gas fire, but it has the red bulbs inside, not the old ones, the modern ones, which gives the fire effect. So there we are. That's the lamp, the Magicoal. I'm trying to think where I got this from. I think if I said boot sale Wimbledon, I wouldn't be far wrong. How I miss Wimbledon not being there anymore. It gives me withdrawal symptoms. Anyhow, next on the line is a very early candle lamp. This was manufactured by the English Osram. There is a name on there, but unfortunately it has got rubbed off in the years. It's a shame, because it's very difficult to keep the name on them. Some of the printing is not very good. You've got the M there from the Osram. This is workable. I tend not to use these because for collecting purposes they're best to keep them as workers. You can see the filament in there. It's a normal tungsten filament. It's not a carbon, it's tungsten. It's a zigzag filament. It might show up. Let's put it the other way around. I'm hoping it will show up. But there's the filament anyhow, with the support wires which are made out of molybdenum. It's got a small Edison screw. You can tell it's an old one. And it looks like it's a pip top. The pip at the top there, that would have been used to seal it. So any evacuation was done at this little pip at the top. Pip top, so it's quite old. Right, the final two that we're going to show are both Russian. Both what I'd call fairly modern. When I say fairly modern, probably, you know, they're a few years old, but they're not ancient. This one has the name and that around the base. If I can show it on there. It's got your voltage, 220, 60 watt, RESR, that's the manufacturer of it, and the numbers. This shape, incidentally, seems to be a shape they favoured for their candle lamps. I've also got the same shape using a neon Flickr lamp. I have put the Flickr lamps up some. I think they're on Flickr. Flickr lamps, and they're on Flickr. But this is a normal tungsten, and once again showing the normal type of filament, not the vertical filament which we saw on that American lamp. I perhaps should have showed this with the vertical lamp. And that was a normal coil. It's a normal evacuations done in the base there. It's not a pip top. It's not old enough for a pip top. So that's your Russian pip top, your Russian candelabra type lamp or candle lamp. Finally, there might be music going on at the background here. I didn't realise the radio was still on in the other room. Anyhow, it is, not to worry. Finally, we have a neon, Russian neon. These were made in 2 voltage ratings, one for the 220, 240 and one for the 110. This one, let me turn it around, is manufactured by a very famous maker. Their trademark was a little M. There's the number. I think I find this was 127 volts, 127. The envelope was the same whether it was used for 110 range or arm range. The only difference was in the stem itself. You can see, I hope you can see, a resistor, and that resistor would obviously change higher resistance if it was required on a higher voltage. Anyhow, these are not bad. They tend to blacken very, very quickly, which means they probably didn't use Swedish steel or Swedish iron for the 2 electrodes. These electrodes are very close, but they don't touch, and they give off the characteristic orangey glow. They're low wattage, probably a couple of watts in that region. So there we are. It's got the normal Edison screw as used in Russia, and quite a nice lamp to have. But remember, if you have got these, just show them on for light demonstration purposes, because they will blacken quite quickly. In fact, I was testing one in the greenhouse and that's gone completely black, which does show they do go black. The only light comes out from this side here. The rest of it's black. So they, you know, they do go black quickly. Anyhow, thanks again for watching. Don't know what I'm going to put up next, but this way is probably easier. It can probably show more lamps within one YouTube, because if I was to use one lamp per YouTube, it's going to take me a long time. So once again, any questions, please ask. Please pass any comments, subscribe to, and once again, thank you.